Okay, let's start Ois Gimel, yeah? Ubichdei lahavin inyan mimayone hayeshua. It's continuing to explain the pasuk, ושאבתם מים בששושים, and it says mimayone hayeshua. So what is the mayone hayeshua? So he says tzorich lahagdim tchila. So first we have to introduce the pasuk of Kosh Yeshua's Esau. Going to explain first the pasuk. It says a cup of Yeshua's Esau I will raise. That's the idea of Yeshua, is the same as the Yeshua's Kosh Yeshua's Esau. So he's going to explain first the Yeshua's and then the Mayone. Who says Kosh Yeshua's Esau? Shezeh Omar David Hamelech Olav Hasholim Al Midosei. David Hamelech, peace unto him, said about his measure. What was the measure of David Hamelech? Shulbechinas Malchus, that's Atzilus. David was a king, he was Melech, but his level was Malchus of Atzilus. So Malchus the Atzilus is called a Kosh Yeshuas. So we're getting closer to understand what is the Yeshua. The Yeshua is the Kosh Yeshuas, the cup of Yeshuas, is the Sfiras HaMalchus. David HaMelech says that this Midas Malchus Kosh Yeshuas Esau will raise. As it says in the Zohar Amud Aleph. The Bahai Kois is Negidu Birchon. In this cup is Nimshach, the blessings. Me'inun Yeshua's Dile'ela. From those salvations of above. Who not alone, and he takes them. That's David HaMelech. He takes all those blessings. The Konish Loin Legabei. And he gathered it in for himself. The kois is the cup that contains, that collects all the Yeshuas, all the Hamshachas that come down. The Sfiras HaMalchus collects all the salvations, all the Hamshachas that come from the upper Sephiras, and he gathers it all for himself. So that's the kois Yeshuas. And then he raises it, as we'll see. As for example, the level of Dibur, which Malchus is also the level of Dibur. So by the level of speech, the level of speech, who are kli, shaboinim shochem mislapshim koichas hanefesh seichel midas chulu. That the intellect and the emotions are expressed in the dibur. The dibur collects, gets infused from the intellect and the emotion, and that's what he speaks. Kacha malchus hi hakeli sheboy nimshach hashefa l'kol eses shviras chulu. The keli is malchus. Malchus is the vessel, the vehicle in which the flow of all the efser shviras come down. Zehu she'omar Hillel b'simchas beis ha'she'iva, and that's what Hillel says, was singing during B'simchas beis ha'she'iva, during it says in the Gemara that he would say, Imanikan hakokan. If I'm here, everybody is here. What does it mean, Im Anikan? If the Ani is here, which means if the divine, the Shekhinah, which is called Ani, then everything is here. The Ani, in this case, would be if Malchus is here. Malchus contains everything in it. If the Ani is here, the Hakalka. In Hakalka, we could finish with Zohar, as the Zohar explains, that Ish Shechinta the Ikra Ani Sharia Khan, if the Shechinta, which is called Ani, is here, Shechinta, that's the level of Malchus, then Hakalka, then everything is Chulu, Vayin Shov. So That's the idea of the kois Yeshuas, the cup that gets the Yeshua. But what exactly are the Yeshuas? What are the amshachas that come into the cup? So the Yeshuas finish bezoyar. So the Zoyar explains in Truma Daf Kuf Saf Nachtes Amad Aleph. So over there it says Man Yeshuas Do Yemina. What is Yeshua's? That is the right hand. The Ksiv Batoisha Lo Yemina Chulu. So that his right hand helped him. That's the level of Yemina, says Nezoyah. That brings Yeshua. But Parshas Bereishis Daf Aleph Pirush in the Zohar explains that the Yeshua Shem Chomish Olim Tekifin the Sachrin L'Sheshana. Those are the 5 tough leaves that circle the rose. The rose has leaves around it. That's actually 13. But there are 5 tough ones that protect the leaf. Shehem, those are the Hey Gevuras. Those are the 5 Gevuras. And the idea is Shehem Hey Gevuras V'Mutokas Ma'ich Sodim Chulu. Those are the 5 Gevuras that are sweetened by the Hey Chasodim. So that is the Yeshua that comes from the Hey Gevuras. Why are they a salvation? Why does Malchus have those Yeshuas, those Hey Gevuras, that it's mamshich from above, from higher, from the Gevuras and the which are metokim by Hey Chasodim? Because since Malchus comes down into Biyah, and it needs that protection, it needs those Gevura. Being in Yeshua, why is it the idea of Yeshua? Ki Malchus, that Silus, this Lach is Biyah. Le Malchus, that Silus descends to vitalize the Yitzir Asiyah. Kamesha, because the Pasuk says, Raglo, Yerdis, Moves, her feet descend to death, meaning coming down into Biyah. That's like Moves, Ragleho of Malchus from Atzilus, descended to Biyah. Yeshuas. That's why she needs the Hey Gevuras, the level of Yeshuas. To help her, there should be no nurturing of the Chitzonim as it goes down to Biyah. Omar David. So now David says, Kois Yeshuas Eso. That cup of salvation, which I'm going to raise it. To raise that cup into Atzilus instead of the Yerida, which it is in Biyah, and it has so that cup which Yeshua is that had the Gevuras, to bring it up to Atzilus, Asher Sham Lo Yigur Chara. Over there is no Yira. Over there says Hula Hamshich Libchinas Malchus Mehei Gevuras Dati Kemachulu. It says to bring down the Nesiyas HaKois means to bring down to the level of Malchus from the Hey Gevuras Dati Kemachulu. So Inyan. So this is the Kois Yeshua says. Now we're going back. ושאבתם מים ממעייני הישוע. He introduced first the idea of Kois Yeshua. So what is the idea of the wells of Yeshua? שהוא המעיון שממנו נמשך הישוע לקויס הברכה כולו. The well, that is the well, the Mayon HaYeshua, that's the well in which those salvation for the Kois Brachas come from. Similar to what we explained elsewhere, interpreting the meaning of Nevorech. When we say Azim, we say Nevorech, let us bless. What is it? Explain this, as explained of the Adachman Beis Omed Beis Be'inyan Mokoir Umayin V'Chafira, a source and the well and the chafira, what you dig out. That is v'hibchinas bricha. The digging out is the level of the pool, which means shenimshach l'shom mayon hanoveya ma'amoker. So you dig a bricha, you dig a pool, you make a chafira, and then into that chafira, into that pool, into that dug out place, you extend the well that comes from the moker. That's the moker that brings the mayin into the chafira. That the mayon, the well, goes into the chafira. So, bezeu, and this is the meaning of nevorich. So, what is explained over there? So, what does nevorich mean? Lahamshich b'chinas abricha zu, that to draw this level of this bricha, lahamshich mimeno lekois shel bracha. So when you are doing the kois shel bracha, you're benching and you're holding up the cup of blessing. Shemekabel b'chinas bricha nal, so you will get nevoreich. Let's bring down the bricha that comes from the morning. V'zeu inyan mayona Yeshua. That's the wells of the Yeshua. The wells of the Yeshua is that mayon that goes in the bricha that comes down into the level of Malchus. What exactly is it? So now he's going to explain now in the parentheses a little more what exactly is the level of these mayonas. So it says, "Ayin v'hainu b'chinas yisoidos da'avein." That is the level of the yisoid, the level of yisoid of chokhmah and bina. Those are the mayos. As it says in the Zohar, say Parshat Bolak Dafresh Yud Beis, Seif Amud Beis. It says like this: "Mayinei HaYeshua." It says the Mayinei Yeshua. What are the Mayinei Yeshua? Ilain Av Ve'em Chulu. That is the father and the mother. Chokhmah Bina Chulu. V'kulo mibabuei nivin amikin chulu, and all of them are from deep flowing wells. V'ayim mashe kosu bebiur aposik shishim hema meloches. The inyan mashe nemar laosid lovoi, over there it says about the future to come. Uma'ayon mibeis havaya yotzav yishkachulu. That there will be a well from Beis Hashem that will water. So he explains over there like this, that because now, before La'osid Lavoi, how does it take place now? Now it comes from Bina. The level comes from V'nohor Yoytze Me'eden. Bina. That is the level of Bina. Azai, so therefore, because it only comes from Bina, the Amshacha comes from Bina. Azai, b'ishtalshus lemata nemar, so when it evolves below, it's written, umisham yiparet, that over there becomes a separation. Because as the Amshacha comes from Bina, there's a separation. Shenase b'chinas yesh v'davanik. Avol kisheyi agilui b'chinas mayim, shu b'chinas v'achokma mayim temotzei. But when there will be a level of mayim, which is chokma mayim temotzei, azai v'hishko gam afilu b'chinas nachal hashit. So then, even the pasuk continues over there, v'hishko v'yotzu b'beis Hashem v'hishko nachal hashitim, that even the valley of Shittim, because it comes from a Mamer Beis Hashem, it comes from the level of Chokhmah, it can even water and come down to Nachal Shittim. Shittim lo shtuz, which means in Shegam Lamata Yeh Gile HaBitl, that also below there shall be the Bitl. So from this we can also see, with additional explanation, the idea of the advantage of the libation of the water, as we said before, Shahu b'mchinas mayim b'chinas chokhmah, that is from mayim level of chokhmah. Shagavoya me'oid nailam nisach hayayim sheb'chinas bina. That's much higher than the nisach hayayim, which is level of bina, which is the b'chinas of v'nohor yoytza. Mayim b'zoyar lamed gimel daf lamed tes omed aleph hanal. Yeshloimar Gamkein, we can also say, we said before the Zohar, the Mabui, Levin, Amikil. Hainu Beis Mazolis, what does it mean, the wells, deep flow of the deep wells, that is referencing the two Mazolis of the 13 Mazolis, Yud Kimul, Midas Rachmi, Kimul Tikkun Dikna, specifically, the Venoitzer Venakev, the two mazolas of Noitzer Venakev, Shemehem Mekablin Avaim. The Chochmo Bina get from the two Sira Noitzer Venakev. Lepirush Ramaz, because she says, and according to the Ramaz explanation, because she says, Nimshachim Yisoid, that the Yeshua has come from the level of Yisoid of Atik Yoim. We said, we quoted before from the Ramaz, which is dressed in Arechapin. So, according to that, Mayone Yeshua em Atik Yoim Arechapin. So, what are the wells? The Nebuy, Mabuy, Nevin, Amikin. What are the deep wells? That's Atik Yoim Arechapin. Either Nights of Enaki or Atik Yoim Arechapin. The Mayone and Netzach. So we're all talking about what is the Mayone Yeshua that comes down to Malchus. So before it says it could be Avaim inspired by Noitzer Benake or by Atikyoim Al-Chapin. And further it says the Zohar also that it's the Mayone Yeshua is Netzach. The Pardes Omad Al-Zem. In the Pardes, he questions this, what is it Shaykh to Netzach V'Hoi to be called Mayona Yeshua? Okay, let's close with that. So, the Hine continues now. Later earlier we explained that why can't we write down, how come it's not written in the Torah Shebiksav, the inyan of Nisuch HaMayim? So we explained before because we talked about the three Svarim. Level of Sefer, which is level of Chochmah. Sefer, Canal, which is level of Bina. Now, so the human Oidinyan Hakofis, Shebishvina Atzeres, also understand the Hakofis of that takes place in Shvini Atzeres, Shaloi Nichtavu, Afilu B'Teire Shebal Peh. That's not even Teire Shebal Peh. The Nisuch HaMayim, ושאבתם בששוןLikutei, at least it's written in the Gemara. The Gemara, Torah Shebal Peh, the oral Torah. But the Hakofis is actually only a minute. The Einel a minute. And the reason is because they're even higher than Chochmah. Ki nehema makifim daba. Because the Hakofis are surroundings of Abba. V'lochein lenitnu lichtov afilu b'Torah Shebal Peh. That's why they've not been given to be written even Torah Shebal Peh. Shehu b'chinas erpnimi the Chochmah. Chulu. Torah Shebal Peh is the erpnimi of Chochmah. So you can write over there in Yonim of Chochmah of erpnimi, but not the level of Makif. Hakofis is the Makif, and therefore it's not even in Torah Shebal Peh. The Korav Lezen is Bar Mokamachas, something close to it. something close to this idea, as explained elsewhere, in the idea that we say that Tfilas Arvis is Rishus, that davening of Ma'ariv is optional. Because it comes from a very high place, that Hamshocha, ad she'ein isarusa delatata magasham kol kach, to the extent that the isarusa delatata doesn't reach there so much. So you can't tell the person that he has to do it because can't reach with them. That's why it's rishus. It's not an obligation. From the above mentioned reason, it's not connected. It's higher. Ayin bezoyer chelik aleph daf kuf lamed gimel amud aleph. And now he's going to give you a few more explanations back to the idea of ושאבתם מים בסוסת. ועוד יש לומר בעניין, we can say further about the matter. ושאבתם מים בסוסת. שהויה שמחה גדולה בשיבת המים, that there was a great joy when they drew the water. Why was it such a great joy? Understanding what's written elsewhere, apostle by Yoim Hashmini Atzeres. So over there it says that the level of Chochmah shines. I'll explain in the Mamer that Bechinas Chochmah is Me'ira, Bechinas Richuk shines very far. So there's a difference between Chochmah and Bina. Bina is close and Chochmah is far. Like the pasuk says, "Amarti achakma v'yirechoka mimeni." I said I will be, and it's far from me. So Chochmah is rochik. His sister is merochik. Achoisoi is a reference to Chochmah. As the pasuk says, so you see that Chochmah is a sister, and over there it's also rochik. So Chochmah shines in a way far. I'm the biggest Melech Pashas Tildes Kupe Beis Aleph, the Pirush Meroch Hashem Nirli, explaining over the Meroch Hashem Nirli. Abel Mebchinas Bina Nimshach Bechinas Kiruv. But from the level of Bina, it extends the level of Kiruv. V'zehu ki ish asher imay tenachmenu chulu. And that's why Bina is Karev. And that's like a man that his mother comforts him. Specifically, his mother comforts him, because that means that she's close. And also, v'lachein em habonim daike. We say the mother of the son Smecha. Em habonim daike Smecha. Shas Simcha, he becomes Gilui. Simcha is a level of revelation, which is closest, which means that you reveal, you see it. It's Bina daike. That comes specifically from Bina. So wine which is Bina, rejoices. So normally Chochmah is far. You can't approach it. It's far from you. Normally, and Bina is close. But on Sukkos, we have the ability to take what's far. We have the ability to take the level of Chochmah and to make it close. That brings you a great simchas. But on the festival of Sukkos, yesh koyach l'neshamas Yisrael lahamshich b'chinas Chochmah. The neshamas Yisrael have the power to bring them Chochmah. Sheyiyah haChochmah meir kam kein b'chinas kiruv v'gilui k'moy habina mamash. That the Chochmah should shine in a way of closer revelation, just like Bina. Balzen Nemar. And over here we say, Ben Chacham Yismach Av. So now we see the Ben, when it's a Chacham, in other words, when it's infused by Chachma, makes the father happy, because Ben Chacham Davke, because you're bringing down a closeness from the level of Chochmah. So what happens on the Simchas Beis HaSheva, that's why there was such a great joy. Because you took the level of water, of Mayim, and you brought it into a level that is close to you. You draw it down. It became like the Chochmah, the Ben Chocham became close. And that brings a great joy. Shebechinas Mayim Chayim, which is Chochmah Law, Nimshach Bebechinas Gilu V'Kiruf. The level of the Mayim Chayim, which is Chochmah Law, became revealed and close. Al derech Eim Habonim Smecha. Similar. The reason why we're saying Eim Habonim Smecha, the mother, because Eim is Bina. And Simcha Yagilui, and your revelation is because of the Gilui. So usually Chochmah is not the Gilui, only Eim Habonim Smecha, only level of Bina. But on Beis HaShe'eva, we brought down the Gilui also level of Chochmah. Over there they extend, and the Moichin of Abba revealed to such an extent, just as the revelation of the Moichin of Bina. How do we have the power to bring down Begilui, the Hamshacha from the level of Chochmah that brings this Simcha? Shavta Mayim B'Sosei, in which we say Lifnei Havayit Torah V'Chulu Ein Shom. We go before Hashem in a higher level. V'Hainu Shalidei HaTshuva Me'orer B'Chinas HaKeser Shalamayla MaChochmah. Through Tshuva, you arouse the level of Keser, which is higher than Chochmah. V'Oz Aidei Hizgalus HaKeser B'Chochmah. So once you reach into the level of Keser, that Keser is revealed in Chochmah. That extends that Chochmah should be the level of Gilu, that on Simchas Beis HaShe'eva we should be able to get the level of Chochmah Begilu just like Bina is normal. V'ayin Ma'im HaShekos HaPosik Orisi Moiri V'hu al derech Moshul HaChocham K'shenoflim Loi Sichlim Chadosh M'harbe Me'oi. This is like a Chochem who gets a lot of new ideas fall in his head. He needs to reveal a little bit of his wisdom. He can't tolerate too much light. In other words, when Chochmah gets from Keser, it gets so overwhelming to Chochmah that Chochmah must also reveal a little bit. Just like the Chocham, when there's so much new flow of ideas, he has to give out. It's too much light. Same thing is when it gets from Keser to Lifnei Havayit Toharu, it has to give out a little bit, and it becomes Begilui, the level of Chochmah. The Mokem Achar al Posik, as written elsewhere in the Posik, Oz Yibaka Kashachar Eirecha, that your light will burst out like the dawn burst out. The Mokem Achar al Posik are Mimcha Kidel Son Chulu Shom Nisbayer. Indians have to explain this idea. V'ay mashakosu b'parsha Shmois soiv divra maschil misom pel odom. V'zeu inyan v'chasidecho yiranenu shebezoyer ish parshas v'yetzet afkum v'chesom v'beis. Another idea, gam, k'moi she'inyan hatshuva u'b'chinas larochik shenasa korek. That just the general idea of tshuva means that somebody who was a distant who became close. Shalom shalom larochik v'lakorek. Larochik shenasa korek. If one of distant became korek. Kachal derech zeh nimshach milamaylo. So likewise, above, the same thing. Just like you in your avodas hatshuva, you are larochik and becoming korek. So the same thing from above. That which is in the level of Chochmah and it's far, that will be close, just like you became close. Further, so over there it says Shabi Yom Tov Niskar Simcha. That Yom Tov we say Simcha. It says Ma'id in the Simcha, and the reason is why. Lefi Shu Moichin De'ema, because that is the level of Bina, and because it's the level of Bina, therefore B'chinas HaSoga. Avo b'Shabbos Moichin De'aba, but on Shabbos, which is the Moichin De'aba, Shemhu Mashal Ma'il Masoga, which is higher than grasping. Lo Yishayich Simcha Kol Kiyim Bitl. Over there is subjugation, not joy. Joy is expansion. That comes from the level of Bina. Chochma brings bitl. Similar, the clear waters of Chochma Ilah l'shach simcha. Achal yidei Shabbos Shabbos and Yom Kippurim, but through Shabbos Shabbos and Yom Kippurim. Shu b'chinas shelamayla ma Shabbos u'b'Chochma Ilah. That's a level which is even higher than Shabbos and Chochma Ilah. V'chein imsa Sukkos. That's why on Sukkos it extends. Sheyiyah Chochma Meir Bekiru B'chinas Hasoga, that the Chochma should shine close with Hasoga. Lochein Hoya Simcha B'Nisu Chamayim, and that's why there was joy with the libation of the water. U'Simcha Sheb'B'chinas Bittel, that is the Simcha which is level of Bittel. Aderech Mashekosov said the Ramaskel B'Shalach Parei Gabe V'Leinochem Chulu B'Inyan Eretz Canaan. Lochein Zehu Mayona Yeshua. That's why that is the Mayona Yeshua. When you get from the level of Simcha and you draw it down, that becomes Yeshua, because there is a level of Bittul. There can be no Ishloyini Kasachetzoni. There's not going to, so shouldn't be the level of Nisachetzoni. Because the level of Chochma pushes them away. Simcha that comes from Bittul, that comes from the level of Shabbos Shabbosin, when the Chochma law is Nizgala in a way of Kiruv, so over there you get that extra Simcha of Bittul, and that pushes away the Chitzonim, and that becomes the Mayone HaYeshua. Okay, so let's stop this here 1 second. I want to talk to you for a minute, but give me a second. How do I close this? Hold on.